Here they come.
Gentlemen, it's good to have you out today. We've got a very large and ambitious experiment planned. We're going to be energizing the environment, or what we've been calling the bubble.
Aside from the buried objects in the mesa, the bubble is literally the biggest mystery we've been working to figure out. According to multiple infrared scanning devices, it's an invisible sphere that's centered at the triangle and has a 2,000-foot radius. Whatever it is, it contains a huge area of the ranch, including the mesa drill site, where we've detected strange radio frequency signals, experienced bizarre equipment failures, and seen a bunch of UAPs. Some with our own eyes, and some that were only visible on thermal cameras.
Our goal is to put a lot of light, smoke, debris, energy into these anomalous areas and monitor them with high-speed cameras and RF equipment, gamma ray detection, you name it.
So we have several fuel mines. They're going to have a various amount of gasoline and really coarse, slow-burning black powder in them.
Okay.
For today's experiment, Kevin and his team will place 4 explosive fuel mines at the triangle and 5 more at the western boundary of the bubble near Homestead 2. On cue, they'll be detonated, creating massive fireballs, which will then produce perfectly circular smoke rings that will rise up through the interior and around the exterior of the bubble. We'll be looking for changes in the smoke rings that might suggest they're making contact with something invisible to the naked eye.
All right, everybody, here we go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wow. Look at the weird figure 8 it's making.
Hey, Travis, that definitely looks more dispersed than what they normally look
Isn't
like.
that strange?
Yeah, that's definitely not your average ring. The first charge didn't come out in a ring. It just kind of an ominous-looking ball of smoke. I've shot upwards of several hundred fireballs. Never seen the smoke look like that.
That was a pretty good distortion right there.
Yeah, it came out like a figure 8 instead of a smoke ring at first.
Any typical time that I've seen them not form, we're talking wind. Here, we had no wind. They've talked about there being the bubble around the ranch. There could be definitely an influence on the equipment or on the effects, but there's no explanation of why these things happen.
Well, let's do another one and see what happens.
Okay.
Everybody ready?
I'm ready.
We're good. Ready?
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
There's the ring.
Yeah, that first one should have looked just like that.
It's not at all symmetric.
No.
It's usually concentric, right? It's even all the way around.
Even all the way
It's
around.
usually not separated.
Okay.
Now, this was really interesting. The second smoke ring started off in a perfect circle, as normally expected.
That'd be probably right over top of the bubble boundary.
Yeah, that's right, Thomas. Hey, look how it's slanting.
But as it got up to about 2,000 feet, right around the top boundary of the bubble, it was practically split in 2.
Is it bumping into the bubble? Eric, look at it.
It just broke up.
Yeah, it's like it hit the bubble wall or something.
We couldn't see anything in the moment that made contact with the smoke ring. Is something in the bubble or its vertical barrier making that happen?
So should we start moving to other places? See what happens.
Yeah, the next thing to do is another one here and simultaneously one right at the western bubble boundary.
Okay.
All right, let's do it. Hey, Bill, you copy?
Yeah, go for Bill.
We're set on our end.
Copy that. We'll drop the charge now.
Travis, we're ready when you guys are.
Okay, start the countdown and go, Bill.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fire.
Whoa! We got a great ring down here. Did it go at that end?
We have a malfunction in the triangle.
I've never even seen that before. I don't even know what that is.
So Kevin's got flashing lights on his panel. He doesn't even know what it is. He's never seen it before.
That sounds about right.
Over on the west side of the bubble, these smoke rings behaved exactly the way they should. But what's happening in the triangle is we had major malfunctions.
That just did not function.
Now, Red Devil Pyro is telling us they've never seen this before.
Hey, Eric, do you copy?
Yeah, Travis, what's up?
Yeah, man, we're about ready to go with our next detonation. Jim wanted to get the drone up.
Yeah, Travis, that's affirmative. Jim's gonna put the drone in the air.
Copy that.
While we still had our high-speed and thermal cameras looking for any phenomenon in and around the bubble, we also had Jim Royston launch his thermal drone to focus on the smoke ring and look for anything that might alter its formation.
Bill, if you're ready, give us a countdown and let's do this thing.
All right, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Here we go. Oh, wow. Oh, man.
It didn't do the ring, though, guys. I'm looking at it right now.
Ring.
It never formed.
It could well be that that boundary is playing a role in the shaping of that cloud.
Yeah.
This was the strangest result yet. After the massive explosion, the smoke didn't even come close to forming a ring. Nothing appeared in Jim's thermal video, so was it just a glitch? Or could the bubble's barrier have done that?
Okay, so now we're gonna get 3 simultaneous explosions in one field of view.
Sounds good.
All right, let's go.
We only had 3 igniters left to find out, so we decided to position them in a line and see what would happen with each one as we ignited them all simultaneously.
Mike, are you setting up for the high speed on the explosions here?
We're ready to go.
All right.
All right, Travis, we got our charges dropped.
Copy that. We're ready down here. Is Jim gonna put his drone in the air? Drone is in the air.
The camera is on your position now.
All right, we're all clear on our end, Bill.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Whoa! Oh! Oh my God, that was awesome. Eric, did you guys see that from down there?
We sure did. We're watching it right now. We're watching the ring and cloud in the infrared camera.
Yeah, we see one that was a ring and one never made a ring. It's kind of weird. And it looks like that third charge didn't go off at all.
Yeah, that's really strange.
What is that?
Hey, Dave, are you getting anything?
Come here and take a look at this.
Yeah, sure.
So it's on the top of the ridge line of the mesa. I saw something going from right to left, going up in altitude. I don't know what it was.
Okay, there it is.
See, there it is. Look at that. There it goes. That's what I'm talking about.
What the? This could be 2 traveling essentially the same path. That's amazing.
Yeah. The objects I observed in my differential FLIR looked elongated and had a temperature above the nominal background. I've seen plenty of bird flocks, birds and bugs and aircraft. I know what they all look like in thermal cameras. This didn't look like any of those objects. It was not something that could be explained under natural phenomena.
Eric, we're gonna wrap everything up and we'll head that way and we'll close this thing up.
Yeah, we'll see you down here.
What we saw tonight in real time with all the equipment failures, the weird formations in the smoke rings, strange signals, and UAPs was incredible. I just hope that our high-speed cameras were able to get us some clues as to what was behind all these things.
Woo, I tell you what.
Well, I think we just witnessed the most energetic events we've set off in the entire time we've worked together here.
Well, the things that we saw when the multiple shots went off in the barrier, I mean, they just kind of broke apart as soon as they came out of the tube.
Dave picked up some really interesting things.
Yeah, we had a rolling thermal anomaly along the mesa.
Wow.
We got that on recording.
Oh, that's crazy.
Who knows what kind of data we'll see on that when we pull it out.
Right, I agree.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, great. Good job, everybody. Great night.
Yeah, great job.
Let's load up, pack everything up, and head out.
I want to take a moment to thank everyone for their engagement, for taking the time out of their busy lives to come together today for this very critical briefing as we dive into, I think, the most compelling evidence relative to the reality of what is happening at Skinwalker Ranch. Jay, appreciate you pulling together a team of esteemed experts to help us better understand what we have documented at the ranch.
I appreciate it. I think this is going to be a really good review because the folks we've brought together, we're trying to get the experts in their field so that we can solve Skinwalker Ranch.
You know, just to set the stage for the discussion, we're talking about particularly interesting data, where we're seeing things happen with our instrumentation that has indicated what I would say is a structure in the data itself. We've been calling that the bubble. I've created a conceptual model of the bubble. Let me bring it up. This is derived from LiDAR data, from Pete Kelsey's terrestrial laser scanner.
Wow. How big across and how far above the ranch?
610-meter radius. It's about 2,000 feet.
Okay.
Of all the crazy things we've discovered over the past 6 years, a massive invisible bubble, which we have repeatedly detected with infrared LiDAR devices covering a huge area of the ranch above and below the ground, is at the top of the list. It encompasses several hotspots where we've seen tons of UAPs. You seeing this?
Yes.
And detected strange radio frequency signals that may actually be communication signals. Whatever this thing is, it appears to have stopped numerous instruments, including drones and rockets, from entering its barriers to collect data. And we've speculated that the area at its center, which is right at the strange spot we call the triangle, has prevented our devices from collecting GPS data inside the bubble and even above it up to about 3,200 feet.
We are documenting technology and manipulation of our systems that really has no easy explanation, correct?
Right. We better hope it's aliens, right? Because if it's our near peers, then they've got a capability that we don't have.
These are serious questions.
Yep.
I mean, really serious. Even more reason why we need to do what we're doing.
At the Mesa drill site, our drill ended up hitting a hard object that we didn't anticipate.
I can actually bring up a visual of that ground-penetrating radar data.
So if you look right at this picture that Eric's got up here, this is what the GPR data tells us is in the mesa.
We determined the best route would be, rather than trying to destroy the object that we're trying to study, it would be better to go up each side of it. As we continue those drilling exercises, we hit something that actually broke the drill in borehole 2.
That's right. The drill rod hit something and they couldn't move forward. And they put like 15,000 pounds of pressure against it for 30 minutes and it didn't move.
Frankly, we don't know what the heck it is that's turning this, see, this is a brand new drill bit, into this, or I should say, this.
Wow, that thing is damaged.
Take a look at these.
The drillers have never seen anything like this. They said they'd never seen that, ever.
Did anything interesting come out of the sludge of the drill when it was impacting that at that point?
Yes, it did. We hired an archaeologist to set up professional sifting areas. And so he actually can tell us all about it. Chris?
My name's Chris Roberts. I'm an archaeologist, local archaeologist in the Uinta Basin area. Right in the 472 mark, they had hit a really hard spot. And once I got those spoils cleaned up, then I actually noticed ceramics that are undeniable material evidence that something is in the mesa that is not natural.
Wow. Very interesting.
So these are some of the specimens that we've collected, some of the ceramic materials. I've enclosed them in these coin holders, and we'll just pass those down so you can have a look. In certain respects, it appears to be a rather normal ceramic composition.
Yeah.
What led you to believe that this material is indeed manufactured?
Well, when you measure the thickness, it's almost exact over the entire volume of the material, which suggests it was machined, molded, or pressed or something, because it's very uniform.
It's mind-blowing.
Yes.
We ran some other experiments which were even more surprising. We dropped the ceramic over a magnet after freezing it in liquid nitrogen, and it did hover like the Meissner effect. That suggests this could be a superconductor.
So you're gonna freeze the sample?
Yes.
Yes. A couple weeks ago, while running additional lab tests on the ceramic material at Utah Valley University, we placed a sample in a dish of negative 320 Fahrenheit liquid nitrogen.
Notice how it's still boiling off?
Now, a normal ceramic would have cooled down almost immediately, but this stuff wouldn't cool down at all, and the liquid nitrogen kept boiling for several minutes.
It's still boiling away, man. Look at that.
We couldn't believe the heat capacity of this thing.
Here we go.
See it?
Yes.
You see it?
It did
It
drift.
did drift.
When it did finally cool down, we put a magnet under another dish and placed the ceramic right over the center of the magnet. It literally pushed itself away, meaning it repelled the magnetic field. This is called the Meissner effect and suggests that these ceramics could be superconductors. Superconductors are cutting-edge materials that scientists are researching and developing because they have the ability to conduct energy without any resistance. Because of that, and their ability to repel a normal magnetic field, some scientists believe that one day superconductors could be used to make vehicles and even spacecraft with advanced propulsion systems that don't require rocket fuel. Is it possible that the ceramics we found in the drilling spoils are superconductors and are covering whatever the objects are inside the mesa?
This coming year, we'll place a satellite in orbit, a satellite that will specifically focus on the ranch and take our investigation to the next level. So with that, I'd like to introduce Chad Brinkley, the CEO of SEOPS in. Hey, Chad.
Hey, Brandon.
Welcome.
Thank you, Brandon, for having me. Gentlemen.
Now, this is pretty awesome. Ranch owner Brandon Fugel, Jim Royston, Sam Dariso, and their colleagues at Omnitech have arranged with a space exploration company known as SEOPS for a satellite to be launched into orbit on one of SpaceX's Falcon 9 rockets in the coming months. And it's going to be dedicated to helping us in our investigation on Skinwalker Ranch.
I got the call from Brandon and Jim on this exciting opportunity to fly a satellite to space under a very aggressive timeline.
Yes. From space to ground and air, we have a capability to push data up, pull data down. That's our goal.
Yes. So this is a Skinwalker Ranch satellite. This will be a 6U spacecraft. While small, you can put a lot of capability in a 6U spacecraft.
A 6U CubeSat is a class of miniaturized satellites. These compact units are designed to carry various instruments, cameras, and other space-related technologies.
Over the next several months, we will put together what each component we could squeeze onto this thing and have mission success with.
Pretty amazing.
We've detected so many strange energy signals, anomalies, and even UAPs between 30 feet and 10,000 feet in the air. But using rockets, drones, and helicopters to try and pinpoint where they're coming from is very limited. Having a 6U satellite in space that will pass over Skinwalker Ranch once every day will give our team incredible capabilities to search for the source of all the phenomena that we keep encountering on the ranch. Now, we can send all kinds of signals, GPS data, and more from the ground to space and back, scouring the entire range in an instant. This could lead to major revelations about the bubble and all the things we've seen across the ranch.
With that, let's open a new chapter. Look forward to our future discussions and collaboration and carrying this investigation forward. Thank you.
Thank you.
Onward.